actually provide heightened syndication to better relevant sites. And Don, when you're taking a look at somebody actually doing a search on Google, I'm sure you've done this on a few occasions, where they're looking for something like Boston or Boston engineering .jobs, you're not going to get duplicative content. You get different content because you have different queries. So when we're talking about something, let's make sure that we understand how business is done prior to this.
So let me define a
Wait, I know that we want to get all the issues out, and I'm happy to do that, but I want to keep it orderly, okay? So if you have a comment, I'm the guy with the microphone, and we've had, with a microphone, I'd like to give him his shot, and then raise your hand, I'll get the microphone to you, and everybody will get a chance to have their say. But in fairness to the folks up here, let's try to keep it organized, okay?
Peter, may I respond to Chad?
Since you used your name, yes.
Note to Chad, don't use Don's name.
So Chad, the operating definition of spam, since we want to make sure we've got our terms straight, is the same thing many times. So.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my operating definition.
Well, not only that, if we're talking about having, it wouldn't be the same thing many times on the same domain. And that's the thing, is if somebody does.
I got it.
So that's not.
Split that.
Exactly. So which is happening today, correct?
It's happening from my perspective. I've got vanity URLs out everywhere because I'm using it from the perspective of driving traffic.
Of the what?
We've
got member companies today that have over 80 vanity URLs, and they are like Carrie's talking about. That's not spam, especially if it's AT&T engineering.jobs. Now, would you say that's spam versus the AT&T.jobs?
Well, the definition I was attempting to get out is very simple. If you are creating URLs that are designed exclusively to match queries to me, if I'm an algorithm engineer at a major search engine, it's a pretty strong case for exclusion. It's a pretty strong case for me looking at the entire platform and saying, you know what, I'm not going to index it. It's a waste of time. It's just one person's opinion. When you ask, have I looked at Google? Yes, my team and I have done a little bit of looking at Google from a search perspective. So yes.
Is there a problem with that? Because this poor guy's been doing it. I'm good. You're good? All right.
Douglas Manzer from Recruiting Nevada. We spent a lot of time talking about those that are going to be included. Can we spend some time about those that will not be able to participate? From what I've heard, it sounds like anybody that has a .jobs URL, will their jobs automatically be indexed? So those 10,000 employers will benefit from this? Or will it only be those that are members of direct employers? And what does that membership fee look like moving on in the monetization model?
Right. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You don't have to have a .jobs. You don't have to be a member of Direct Employers Association. You can just be a company. Let's say, for instance, Microsoft. Microsoft isn't a member of Direct Employers Association, but we index their jobs on a daily basis, and their jobs will be used. And if Microsoft doesn't have a problem with it, in the .jobs domains. So yeah, I mean, we want to ensure that, again, trying to take the example of the National Labor Exchange and how the National Labor Exchange has worked over the past 2 years. It's been incredibly successful. Being able to provide a free opportunity for not just large companies who want to get their jobs into the National Labor Exchange, but also for small companies who want to get their jobs into the National Labor Exchange. We want to stick with that same structure, at least starting out with, so that we are trying to treat every single company as equals.
Okay, we have time for 2 more questions, and then I'm sure this conversation will continue on in the hallways, but they've been on the hot seat for a while now. So 2 more questions. You're first, Julie.
So I actually really have observations more than questions. With respect to Don's comments, 75% of the people in this room at least do exactly what Chad is doing. From my perspective, Chad is both a partner and, in some sense, a nonprofit competitor. We're all trying to get people to our sites. We're all trying to use all the tools at our disposal to do that. I don't really see the difference. You know, there is a usability question. Does it make sense for people to register thousands of domains, whether it be in .jobs or .com or anything else? Who knows? And arguably Google is the arbiter of that. The other thing, and I think what's maybe fueling a lot of the concern or angst that seems to be present, I don't really think this has to do with direct employers. I think it has to do with employee media. Because I don't know of any other registrar that, top-level registrar, that effectively operates, controls access to the domains, and runs a business on top of that at the same time. But that's between ICON and employee media. And it's very strange. I don't know that I have a problem with it or not. But it is outside the scope of normal domain operations. And so I think it's worth keeping that in mind, if you agree with me, when grilling Chad, although I know he enjoys that.
I'd like to make one correction to what you said, and that is, it's not actually between employee media and ICANN, it's between employee media and SHRM. SHRM is by contract a sponsor for employee media. Their responsibility is to ensure that employee media adheres to its charter, and their decision is final. So, the 800-pound gorilla who's not in the room right now, you could say it might be employee media. I think it's actually SHRM.
John Bell, Foxwell Technology. I have a question, kind of a chronological question. You guys did a deal with employee media last July.
Yes, sorry, partnership agreement, yes.
But has the charter for .jobs been expanded beyond company name .jobs?
From my understanding, again, that's not my business.
I understand. I know we're supposed to keep it
Right.
business.
That's not my business. All I know is that when we request, much like we did with the geos, and then we were prior to actually signing the partnership agreement with employee media, they said that they have free reign on all those different .jobs domains. So at the end of the day, again, that doesn't happen at my level, and it doesn't happen at a direct employer's level. We request, ICANN and employee media do their partnership thing, and the request is either filled or denied.
But as a 501c6,
Yes.
you've got governance issues as a nonprofit, and you said earlier you did due diligence and strong research and so forth and so on. I would think one of the first things you would have checked on was the viability of using .jobs for your strategy rather than signing a